Good night, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Shipwreck Thomas, and welcome to Goya Brent. And in tonight's video, I'm going to be making Shipwreck Casserole, my friends, alright? And also, as you know that my grandma has died on Sunday morning, so tonight's episode will be dedicated in her memory. Tune in right here, right now, everybody. It's showtime. Okay, here's our ingredients. You need to make your mac and cheese shipwreck casserole dish. I have my elbow macaronis. I have my ground beef. Using Kraft triple cheddar creamy melt right here cheese. I have my roasted garlic paste, ground beef, diced yellow onions, and diced tomatoes, my friends. And also, I'm using Del Monte mixed vegetables in a can. You can use frozen if you want to. I have my beef broth right here. I also have my half and half mixture. My Goya Adobo all-purpose seasoning that I always use. And also, I always use orange pepper as well. And last but not least, paprika, my friends. That's all you need. We'll be right back with the first step. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Now it's time for me to cook the ground beef right here, right now, everybody. See? Put the iron in there. You're going to try to break up the meat, my friends. Okay? Because remember, beef makes its own liquid, my friends. It makes its own juice, makes its own liquid. Okay? With any kind of meat, it makes its own juice. Especially the impossible plant-based meats, my friends, okay? We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Now it's time for me to season up the ground beef, my friends. Okay? If you want to know what kind of ratio I'm using 9% lean, 10% fat. Okay? You use 80 to 20, or any kind of ground beef could work. Once you're done, add the Adobo all-purpose seasoning, throw in paprika. Remember, my friends, always season your food to give it the best flavor, my friends, okay? Season your food, because if you don't, it will have no taste, it will have no flavor. And then you're throwing your orange pepper in there as well. Just like that, everybody. Continue to break up the meat, okay? Because you want to brown the meat first, and then you just saute your diced tomatoes and onions in the same skillet, my friends, okay? That's coming up next. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Now I'm going to add my the onion powder in. And that's that. Welcome back to the show. Now it's time for me to take out the beef. Place it in my pie dish, line with paper towel to help drain out that excess grease, my friends. Okay? We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Now it's time for me to add in the onions in. I'm going to give this a nice stir, everybody. Okay? And also, I'm going to add the tomatoes in as well. And you stir everything as well, okay? We're back to the show. Time to add the roasted garlic paste in. And you're going to mix that as well. okay? Welcome back to the show, everybody. Now, time me to throw in back the ground beef. And then you're going to mix everything as well, okay? Don't forget to mix vegetables. And make sure you stir it well. And also I'm going to add a little macaroni in. And I'm going to stir it in there as well. Alright, we're back to the show. Time to add the beef broth in. And you're going to give it a nice mix and stir that baby up, okay? Because we're going to cover the lid and we're going to let the pasta cook, okay? We'll be back. Yes. This mac and cheese shipwreck casserole is coming perfectly, my friends. Time to throw in heavy cream. And I'm going to mix that up as well. Okay? Alright. Once you're done, you're going to throw in the cheese in. Give that a stir, my friends, okay? Welcome back to the show. Now I'm going to sprinkle my shredded cheese on top. Sprinkle it all around, my friends. Take a look at that mac and cheese shipwreck casserole dish right here, everybody. Nice and done. Well, welcome back to the show, everybody. Now it's time for the taste test right now. Here we go. Delicious. Tastes good to perfection, everybody. This is real as it gets, and the chef, Brent, approved. Yeah, there you have it. That's how you make the best ever mac and cheese shipwreck casserole dish. It's done by the one and only Chef Brent Thomas. If I could do it, then you could do it, my friends, okay? So thank you for cooking with Brent on this Friday night. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please give the video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and click on the bell next to it so it won't be done cooking with Brent. Take care, enjoy the weekend, and cook with Brent runs deep. Love somebody, hate no one. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on the next episode. We are out of here.